Hey family, so this is a continuation of stereotypes that have been placed on Black people. The first group we examined were what a lot of Asians think about Blacks. Today is stereotypes from the Latino community, so let's just jump into it. Let's first get some historical context. The relationship between Black and Latinos community is extremely complex with both historical alliances and tensions, okay? Afro-Latinos have often been erased in discussions of race, leading some Latinos to distance themselves from Blackness. I find that very problematic when they do that. Just like in the Black culture, the darker skinned you are, many times you aren't seen as beautiful or as desirable. That same thing happens in the Latino culture as well. You know, within a culture, there's a subsect where people, it's just the proximity to whiteness and how so many cultures and races have used whiteness as a standard. And the only reason they were considered the standard is because for so long, the white person, the white man has been the oppressor. And in many times in life, in general, people will sympathize with their oppressor, deify their oppressor, and put them on a pedestal. So unfortunately, within the Latino community, you have some Latinos who don't even like darker skinned Latinos. So you know a lot of them not going to like an actual Black person. Let's keep going. Also, historical context between the tension between Blacks and Latinos is competition for jobs in urban areas has sometimes fueled resentment between the two communities, particularly in the past. And also, the civil rights movement inspired Chicano and Puerto Rican activists, yet there have also been racial divides, especially in cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York. Now, let's just dive into what the common stereotypes are, okay? Number one, Black people don't work hard. That's what Latinos think. We just discussed that with how many of the Asian people feel that way. Do you see that common thread of Blacks not working hard? How is that even possible when if it wasn't for slave labor, which was hard, grueling, agonizing work, America wouldn't be nothing today. So the fact that white people put into people's minds, other cultures and races' minds, that Blacks is lazy is just a way of control and doing an actual mental mind fuck on us, honestly. So that's one of the stereotypes. Many Latinos, especially immigrants, who come here, having been in America not 2 minutes, believe that Black Americans have more opportunities but do not take advantage of them. That's because of the propaganda they show them in their country. They don't know what the hell they talking about. Some of them who come here, immigrants, don't even speak English. So how the hell you know what's going on here with us? It's the propaganda, it's what you see on your TV and your media. Also, this stereotype stems from Latino immigrant struggles where many have to work low-wage jobs to survive. Many of them are resentful towards us. Also, it ignores the history of systemic racism that has kept Black Americans from advancing in many areas. The second stereotype that many Latinos may have, I'm not saying all, but many, is that Black people are criminals and gang members. The media portrayal of Black Americans as gangsters and drug dealers has influenced how some Latinos view us. Also, Latino gangs have historically targeted Black residents in some areas, particularly in Los Angeles. I mean, you see it even in the prison system, unfortunately. The Latinos stick together against the Blacks, the white. It's just all, you would think if you're in prison, you're just going to sit there and do your time, but you're still beefing based on culture and race. Also, under that stereotype of Blacks being criminals and gang members, police disproportionately criminalize Black youth while ignoring or downplaying Latino gangs and violence. Stereotype number 3, the Black culture is loud, aggressive, and not respectable. You ever been somewhere where it's quiet and you hear, like you could be in a laundromat or you could be in a grocery store and all of a sudden you hear all this Spanish and they talking all loud? Why is that you on your phone talking so loud in Spanish? You don't have to yell, but yet Blacks are loud and aggressive. Come on, man. Go ahead with that. Some Latinos see Black American culture as too outspoken, especially when it comes to demanding rights. That's because they don't understand the plight. That's because a lot of them don't have ancestors who were enslaved Africans brought over here and in chains and had to work free low labor and treated like chattel property. Also, them thinking that blacks are loud, aggressive, and not respectable is because the belief that black people play the victim, that blacks ignore the long history of racial injustice. No, they're saying, yeah, ignoring the history of racial injustice as black people have. And also, this stereotype does not account for the rich diversity within the black culture. You know, it's just again, because of the Middle Passage and the transatlantic slave trade, a lot of Spanish-speaking people look dark like you and I. All right, so let's talk about the media influence and modern examples. Many Latin American countries have deep-seated anti-blackness, which influences how some Latino immigrants view black Americans. Reggaeton and Latin trap music borrow heavily from black American hip-hop, yet some artists have made anti-black remarks. In politics, some Latinos have supported anti-black politics. Hell, we saw that in this election, right? Latinos for Trump. While others have joined forces with black activists. So how do we counter, what are the counterpoints in reality? Afro-Latino identity is gaining more recognition, bridging the gap between black and Latino communities, okay? Just the recognition of some Latinos saying, yes, I am half Afro and half Latina. You know, it just is what it is. Also, there is increasing solidarity with Latinos and black Americans fighting together for issues like police reform and worker rights. And lastly, black and Latino youth are challenging these stereotypes through social media and activism. So again, all of what other races say about us, it is based, honestly, the majority of it is not based on their own experience, especially immigrants coming here. It's based on the propaganda. We already talked about what many Asians feel. When I went to college, I went to school with Asians from China, all over. And the opinions they had about blacks. And I was so thankful, at Penn State, I was the president of our black organization called the Association of Black Collegians. And it was so empowering to have conversations with non-blacks to educate them. Because again, I went to school with some white people who had never been in a room with blacks. The only black people they had seen was like on the Cosby Show at that time. And I'm not lying to you. So many times these stereotypes are based on ignorance, just not knowing, and also on ego. It's almost like human nature where someone always wants to feel like they're over the other. But in this case, this whole common thread of blacks being lazy, that's a lie. And we're not going to accept it because lazy people don't build a nation like we did. All right, so that's that. The next video will be on the stereotypes that many people from Africa, the continent itself, think about blacks. All right, thank you all for listening. Continue to like, share, and subscribe, and be blessed. Bye.